Never perfect.
Man. Always fun.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Deanna and Justin in the moment.
Justin, you have to update us on something that we skipped last podcast. The Forgetful Groomsman. He
forgot the tuxedo.
Yeah.
The wedding. I don't think anything happened. I think we revisited in my group chat and continually call this person we do not know an idiot, but me and my dad had this discussion yesterday, and my mom. Again, I truly can't. I can put myself in people's shoes, right? I think pretty easily. The only people that we collectively, and myself probably the most, is putting myself in people's shoes who are constantly late to things. That's it. I can't fathom it. It literally cannot. I can't do it. It is beyond me. It will make my brain explode. He just forgot it, and I mean, the pictures from the wedding are nice. So the people who got married are just hot people, and there's reels and stuff. But yeah, I can't fathom it. But it is brought up as a joke every couple of days. If someone forgets something, don't forget your tuxedos. Now it's an inside joke.
So everything turned out okay. He finally got his
his
hair and everything. Okay.
Yeah, he got it, but still, that's forever. That's a forever moment at the wedding. You could ruin a wedding. It's very easy to do.
So, second order of business, we have to clarify the story I told you last time about my mom running into football players in the mall years and years ago.
Yeah.
I was totally wrong. So I have to correct myself that she ran into Seth Joyner and Jerome Brown.
Yeah, I was trying to put that together after you said Jeremiah Trotter because they didn't play together at all. I think Jerome might have passed away before Jeremiah was even drafted.
So it was Jerome Brown who was in this tragic car accident.
Yes. And Seth Joyner played with him.
Yes. So she saw them in the mall and she got Jerome Brown's autograph 2 weeks before he died.
This is the weird autograph thing. You told me that story. And then I went into work and we were listening to new music. And behind the desk we were at, my boss reached into a box and just pulled out a picture of him and Morgan Wallen that was autographed. And I go, he's arguably the top 3 biggest star in the world right now.
Right.
It's just all of the time. And then I had to tell my story. This is why you should just stay at things all of the time. Well, one time, the first time Morgan Wallen played when I was at a radio station, tickets were $5 and I just didn't go. And now they're $10,000. Second time we had him at this place called Touch of Texas. It's in Binghamton. It used to be a grocery store. Then they made it a concert venue. So there's sliding doors when you go in. It's funny. They have one of the world's longest bars and biggest dance floors. But the bones of it still a grocery store. So they had a lot of fog. It's the same height as a grocery store. If you can, it's not tall, not small, whatever.
Yeah.
He set off the fire alarm 5 times. And then I saw a girl I liked with another guy. So I left. And now he's the biggest star in the world. I saw 3 songs. This was it. He still had long hair and a weird mustache and goatee. And now you can't even get into the show.
Yeah.
So just go to all of those. Even if it's Bo Bice's brother at a car dealership, you should still go. Just do it. If it's a free show, go.
Because you never know what the story's going to end up being later.
Honestly, I mean, the story's better that I left. If I would have stayed, it wouldn't have been that great of a story. But it's he set off the fire alarm and then I left. Better story. Just yeah.
Wait, so I saw something that that made me think of a conversation we've had before about how you feel about people taking your food. Going
out to eat.
I'm not a food sharer.
No.
And I love my leftovers. I know we've had this conversation before where I've had leftovers from a restaurant that I've been really looking forward to, because when I take home half my meal, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Like later tonight, 2 days from now, when I'm just like ravenous. There was a story about a woman who prepped herself a bunch of meals before she went into like this major surgery, because when she got out of surgery, she had to be on a really strict diet. While she was in surgery, her husband ate the food.
Okay.
And blamed it on their kid. And then when she got home from the hospital, she had no food that she had. She has to be on like a very specific, strict diet. And then her husband finally admitted to eating her food. I feel like that's grounds for divorce.
Once again, we just found a second person that I cannot put myself in their shoes. As a human, you should be able to cook for yourself at least the minimum. The microwave exists. They made an air fryer for people who are culinarily challenged, right? Which leads me to believe like he's never cooked dinner.
Right.
And then he's just like assuming that she cooked a bunch while she went in surgery, which is severely selfish. And then he blamed it on the kid, which is hilarious. But the first part I was like, this guy sucks. Then he blamed it on the kid, and I was like, this guy really sucks.
I would, if that were Jacob, I would really be reconsidering my relationship.
Yeah, like that's like you
don't order a pizza.
Yeah, I just want to. You don't have to get married. I just want to let everybody know that. Just don't have to. Yeah. I when you said leftovers though, I legitimately do not know the last time I myself took leftovers. Like if I'm at a restaurant, they could take the plate and then serve it to somebody else that's so clean. Like I'm just always like this is my favorite joke. This is my favorite joke. My dad and I both clear our plates, clearly. But he does a better job, and then the waitress comes over, and every single time he hates it. I'm like, just throw that one back in rotation. Don't waste water. And he gets so mad.
No,
it's the best.
That joke.
It's the best crappy dad joke that I had. I fire it off all of the time.
Oh.
All of the time. Speaking of meal prepping, I always thought this was funny. My one of my good friends was traveling a lot. So he was flying from Philly to California and like living in California for the week and then flying home for the weekend, or like 2 weeks on and then a week off, right?
Yeah.
And like it was kind of sprung upon him, but he never really adjusted to it. So he did it for like a couple years. He would just order like bulk Chinese food at the beginning of the week and then just prep it out over the week. I was like, can you at least get the steamed broccoli? Like we don't need to be having General Tso's every day because it's mostly sugar. Mostly sugar.
It's so good though.
I mean, if I could eat it every day. Like the real good at Costco makes General Tso's. It's a little healthier. Probably do that every day. It's so
like
good.
I know it's Chinese food, but I feel like General Tso's is like an American staple.
It is a fully Americanized. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you go on like TikTok. I always look up like different restaurants. Like this is the most Americanized food. It's like that, and I think bourbon chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and then like sweet and sour chicken is just nuggets.
It's right up there with peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Well, like we just like they took their delicious cuisine and we're like, what will these Americans eat? More sugar. That's basically what it was.
It's true.
But it's so damn good. So whoever invented it, thank you. I love you so much.
Wait, so the last time I took home leftovers, because now you have me thinking about it, was not this past weekend, the weekend before. No, this past weekend. It was Friday night.
But what was it? Because I gotta just like you gotta decide if it was good leftovers or not.
It was homemade gnocchi.
Was it from a restaurant?
Yeah, it was like house-made gnocchi.
Will travel like that because it's.
I mean, I ate it 3 hours later, but
if I take it, it's either being eaten at home or I'll just shove it in my mouth on the drive home. Like nothing makes it to the door.
Oh, good.
Gnocchi travels well though because I feel like it just gets better as it sits. It just absorbs.
And the sauce was different. It was the color of vodka sauce, but it was like a little briny because it came with like little blobs of olive tamponade on top and ricotta cheese, and it was just like out of this world. It was so good.
I was in until you said I don't do olives. It's just, it's
Oh
like,
my god, it was so good.
there's a group of girls behind us in college that used to eat black olives out of the can, and
Same.
only one of them was married. There were 6 of them, so I feel like that might be a red flag. They're still my friends, and I remind them that how gross that was all of the time.
But so the only awkward thing about that whole experience was, so let me ask you, like, what would you think? Like, what would be your assumption if you saw a woman my age in
Okay.
a restaurant with a man my father's age who's clearly not my father?
Oh, sugar baby.
Okay, that's what I assume everyone in the restaurant thought was the situation, because my stepdad's best friend was
Okay.
in town for work, and I've known him since I was like a very small child. So I call him Uncle Larry, right? And
Did you say
so,
Uncle Larry out loud at the restaurant?
no.
Okay, because then people are like, definitely sugar baby. Like that's if you're just saying Uncle Larry out, you know, they're like, yeah, good for her. Let me tell you though, I just want to say this: I'll see them, but I'll be like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
Do what you gotta
better
do,
than
huh?
calling him daddy.
Sure, like that's see that then the gnocchi would have come back up.
But so my stepdad tells me Uncle Larry's going to be in Nashville for work and he's going to probably reach out to you. I was like, oh, cool. So, I gave him some recommendations, and then I said, if you want a tour guide, let me know. Like, I'm free on Friday. So we went and grabbed dinner on Friday at this really awesome restaurant in Nashville. It's called Adele's, and it's like it's like a hipster spin on Southern cuisine. So like everything is house-made comfort food, but it's like elevated, right?
Okay.
So the place is great. We sit at the chef's counter, which was like an awesome experience. We could see everything happening behind the line. They give us like extra little treats. They give us like a little bruschetta, amuse-bouche kind of thing. And they're like telling us the story of like all these different recipes. And then we made friends with the people next to us. And I'm like, these people definitely think that I'm a sugar baby.
Yeah.
Because we're having conversations like we don't know everything about each other's family. Well, like at least I don't know everything about his family. I know who his kids are, but he's telling me stories about his kids as if we're on, like people listening probably thought we were on a date.
See, like you going, oh, people think I'm a sugar baby means that when you go out and you see the same situation, you immediately go sugar baby.
Oh, I absolutely would. Yeah.
What do they call the opposite? Like dudes, is there a name? Let me see.
Like if a guy was the sugar baby?
Dude, yeah, like I wonder if it just is. I guess sugar baby is blanket, male sugar baby. There's got to be another name though.
I feel like it would be the same thing.
If you type in male sugar baby, the second thing is how to become a male sugar baby, tips for beginners. Let's look.
You should.
Let's look. Is there anything productive on here? This is going to make me download a stupid app. Okay. Okay. So there's 3 sites for male sugar babies. 1, Cougar Life. 2, Adult Friend Finder. And number 1, Cougar pour moi, which is a cougar for me. That's step 1. Characteristics: willingness to provide companionship and emotional support to their older partner. Okay. Step 1: define your preferences and goals. Let me tell you, it's to get money. 2: look for platforms that have a strong record of connecting sugar babies to legit sugar mamas. We already heard 3. Put yourself out there by creating a perfect male sugar baby profile, personality, interests, what you have to offer, which I feel like is just pictures of something. Stay cautious, be confident and authentic, and be clear about your expectations.
I feel like you'd be a good sugar baby because you could be like, I will cook for you and I'm funny.
If I go to images male sugar baby, I look like none of these people though. So I think I'm all right.
Most older women just want companionship. They don't, like it's not.
I think they want a little more. I'm not going to lie. I think we're being too hopeful here. And then a sugar baby costume comes up. So that's fun.
Sugar baby costume. What does that look like?
Like
Can you
those.
present it?
It's like the candy.
Oh, sugar.
The yellow,
daddy?
red. It's like a baby costume. Can you pause for 1 second? I have to go see if these guys are okay. There's so much going on outside. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm out of breath. I just ran in. We have landscapers. So my dad and I did like a paver porch like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So to get it re-leveled. They take the whole thing apart and then they put it back together. It's very impressive. Like, because it's like intricate design. It's like a big puzzle.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's been like a week and a half. It's also rained. Anyway, so that's the noises. And I got to make sure they're okay.
You know what I saw recently? This is like totally unrelated to what you just said. I'm jumping subjects, but this is wild to me. Like, you know how everybody in your house has their own vehicle?
Yeah.
Like you have a car, your mom has a car, your dad has a car. Like everybody has their own car. I saw a post that said something about a husband and wife who just, when they're leaving the house, they just take whatever keys they grab.
I can't do that.
Like there's no assigned vehicle to each person in the house. How?
I guess if like someone's working at home, but the problem is like, so my mom commutes like 45 minutes. My dad's the same. Me the same. So it's like we have the setup in the car ready to go.
Yeah.
If you're like working at home and short trips, I get it. But like if you're doing that and you have kids, you have to have a car seat in both cars for all the kids.
Yeah, and like double of everything. Like if Jacob just up and took my car one morning,
you would ask him what's wrong.
Pissed. Yeah. I'd be like, what's going on? First of all, my yoga mat is in the back seat of my vehicle. If I go to yoga and I don't have a yoga mat, I'm mad now.
I mean, honestly, I think if if your car was gone, you'd probably just call the police before even asking him where it is.
Yeah, I'd be like,
it got stolen. Yeah, even if I mean, sometimes like if my parents are away, I'll just use my dad's car because he has a full-time job and can afford gas. So like I'll just use his gas.
Yeah.
But like communal car is just not a thing for me. I don't know how you do that.
No.
I have my things I like and my seat's set the way I like it. That's the biggest.
Exactly. And your mirrors, imagine having to change your mirrors every day.
And I'm obsessed with I adjust my mirrors all the time just because I'm not if I'm wearing different shoes or I just worked out, my posture is completely different. So I have to, I'm obsessed with changing them.
And then this reminded me of a couple that I used to know who told me one day that they don't have sides of the bed.
Did you stop knowing them because they told you that?
I mean, I don't talk to them anymore, so I guess you could blame it on that. But
they're weird.
I'm like, how do you not have a side of the bed? Like, doesn't everybody have a nightstand where your stuff is? Like, I know on my nightstand, I have lotion and chapstick and all the things I need before bed, like lotion my hands, put chapstick on.
Yeah.
These are all things I need to do before I go to sleep. Like if I just rolled over to Jacob's side of the bed, I'd be like, what, pass me my chapstick? No, that doesn't work for me.
I'm trying, I sleep on the right. If I'm looking at the bed right now, I sleep on the right side. My last apartment, I slept on the right side, but the bed was pushed into the corner because I'm single. Before that was the left side. Before that was the left side. So I just kind of switch it. I go with the feng shui of how the room is.
Yeah. I sleep furthest from the door. So if there's any intruder, they get my husband first.
I would never I don't know. Is that what you actually think, or just
that's my rule? We follow the same rule when we go to hotels. I'm like, you sleep closer to the door. I sleep furthest inside.
I think when I go to a hotel, because usually it's probably 2 queens. I don't know which bed I pick. I think the one farthest away from the window because I like to put my clothes on the other one.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. Honestly, I just do it. I don't really think.
I would probably pick closest to the window if it were farthest from the door.
Okay. I guess the only thing I could really get is the living room. But everybody kind of has assigned seats in the living room, even though it's unwritten. Same with the kitchen table.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an unwritten rule when it comes to seating. Like, you don't just go ahead and like jump in a different seat every day. You're going to throw off everybody's routine.
I feel like the people who just rotate cars and like spots on the bed, they say they're free spirits, but they're just in a cult.
They're
or
probably sociopaths.
or an MLM. They're just somewhere in there. Like that's the first step.
They sell first form.
Yeah, just
Protein
I'll tell you what though, that stuff tastes good. I can't hate, like, I remember when vector marketing was a thing, and that was the branch of Cutco. So like they would snipe all these high school kids, and then you would go to the houses and cut pennies and do that. And then I bought the Cutco knives, and they're awesome. I get it was a little predatory, right?
Yeah, but they are good.
And then I moved to Olean, New York. The worst, I didn't love it, but that's where Cutco's from, and I got my knife sharpened all the time, and I went, this was the best damn investment I've ever made.
My cousin used to sell Cutco knives, and I watched him do a demonstration one day where he just like took a piece of celery and had the knife stable in one spot and just kept like lifting it and putting it down and like pushing the celery through, and it was like
I don't feel bad if the product's good. Like, I get it that it's kind of predatory, multi-level thing, but if the product is good, it's all right. Most are not. I just will put that out there. But this, very good. I endorse Cutco knives. Please send me more.
Send us more samples.
So we had my mom's party yesterday, but before I tell you about that, we got like a poster with her name on it, and then people signed it, and people spelled her name wrong, even though it was the biggest thing on the poster.
They spelled her name wrong? People who have been her friends?
Well, it's on the poster, too. Like, some were fringe friends, I would suspect, but...
Oh, so the poster people didn't spell her name wrong.
No, the people signing it did.
That's wild to me. How long have they known your mother?
Not that long, but I'm realizing that. That's how you can tell how long someone's known you, is if they can say or spell your name, right? You know it.
I don't know.
You have two N's.
I've
a lot of people have one N.
I've known my maid of honor for 20 years, and she still pronounces my last name wrong.
That's funny. Isn't she a teacher too? I'm kidding. Really set that one up for me there.
Yeah, and like language arts.
It's even better. So we had the party. My mom walked in. I made her walk. So we went up the back stairs to this upstairs part of a bar, which I'll get to why it was there. And I made her walk in first, then everybody else, surprised. And I thought she was going to pass out. Like, my dad was behind her, thank God. Then my aunt ran over. There's like a video of it. And I'm like, she's going to pass out.
Oh, my God.
And then I walked in the video, and I was like, my hair looks good. So that was like what I took away from it. Anyway, so we have this surprise party. Now, my parents' anniversary was in May, okay? So my dad buys my mom a new ring, which is like a normal thing.
Right.
Then they're like, we have a trip in November. And I went, okay. So Dad's like, I don't think we really need to have a party. And I went, your timing is almost cursed. Your timing is crap. Those two things. There's one thing in the middle. It's her birthday. We have to do it. So we're like, all right, let's think about it. So then like 3 months ago, we get an invitation from my aunt, her 60th surprise party. I'm like, well, now we have to do it. Then last weekend, my aunt and my uncle had a surprise party for their 50th wedding anniversary. So I'm like, we have to do this now.
Oh, wow.
2.5 months ago, we schedule the party. We go to the bar the next day. The guy almost spoils it, one of the managers, because he didn't see my mom behind the bar taps. So we get past that. We throw her off the scent. This is the lie that I created. I went through multiple scenarios. We've talked about how when we were together every day, I would go through in my head what you would say to me and how I would respond. I did this with my mother because I know her the best. I said I was doing an Eagles ticket giveaway yesterday. I told her on Monday of last week, and I said it's either at 3 of these places. 3 places, of which the radio station has been at. Okay. I have worked an event there, and she has been with me. Okay? Scent is thrown off. So then on Wednesday, I told everybody in my family, don't lie because you suck at it and I get paid to lie. So then on Wednesday I said, hey, it's probably at this place. We're doing an Eagles ticket giveaway. We got free beer and free food from the beer vendor. End of message. Thursday, I say, we're bringing the cash cube, and I have people at work make fake dollar bills with my face on it, so it looks like those are the things you grab in there.
Right.
Sunday, 20 minutes before she arrives, I said, hey, we have to set up upstairs because the cube doesn't fit anywhere else in the bar. And here's how I knew the lie was great. Because she hates sitting upstairs for Eagles games, and she complained the whole 10-minute ride over to my father. And I went, we have her hook, line, and sinker. Now, there's some variables in there. Like when she showed up and I met them outside, where's the station vehicle? I would have said, there's low tire pressure. We sent them to Wawa, which is half a mile away. But while I was there, I spotted another white van, and I was like, I can just tell her that's the van. I thought of every single thing she could respond with. But then when I told her that we were giving away Eagles tickets, I knew she would invite people. So we texted them, and I gave them a script on what to say. So this is a very intricate lie.
Wow, you really put a lot of work into this.
Because I don't trust anybody else to lie. Like then yesterday morning, my dad was talking too much, and she went upstairs. I was like, you should shut up. Just act miserable. And he's like, what if she wants to go early? And I said, there is one tried and true thing. If you have to stall, just say you have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Because you can knock 20 minutes out easy. You can knock 2 10s, 120, 4 5s, 4 5s. Maybe more.
Just say you have to go to the bathroom.
Just be like, I can't stop pooping. And that will, if you ever have a surprise party and you have to stall, just fake pooping. That's it. It's very easy. So we had the party. It was good. We had a hot dog bar. I bought her a jersey that has her name and 60 on it, but I gave it to her on her actual birthday.
Nice.
To throw her off. It's funny because now she's still trying to figure out what was a lie. Like I have to work this week and I have to now preface like this is not a lie. Like I actually have to work. Like I have to go in this day. And she just like slowly figured out what I was lying about for like a month. She still has not uncovered some of them. So now we don't know what's real and what's fake.
Well, we live in a simulation anyway, so.
That's it, though. This is the last surprise. We flew for her 50th. We flew her friend up to the shore that she hadn't seen in 20 years. And then we had this surprise. And then I said, now we're done. We're just going to tell you what's happening. That's it. Even for your anniversary, we're going to do it.
Exhausted all your surprise parties.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. No more.
That's a lot of work.
It was a good time. A lot of gifts. I mean, like a lot of home goods gifts. We had cookies that said home goods on them.
Does she like home goods that much?
Yeah. So they're like, you should probably like give a little speech. And I was like, all right. So I'm like thinking, I'll tell you my speech. It was quick. Well, our neighbors that couldn't come called in and were like, we're going to order 50 shots. And I go, all right. They're green tea, so they weren't. So I'm like, we'll do a cheers. So I got up there and I was like, thanks for coming. I'm not going to talk long because I'm not getting paid. And then she loves hot dogs at this bar, so we had a hot dog bar. So I was like, thank you for coming to celebrate my mom and her 3 favorite things: home goods, hot dogs, and hot gossip. Big laugh. And then we did a cheers, and then we sang. And if you ever need to write a speech for anything, hire me because I will literally murder it for you. I will write it for you. I came up with that in 30 seconds.
Just in GPT or just in chat? What would you?
Yeah, I'm just going to be speech writing for people who are idiots. Don't mess up your speech. That's what it is. Like someone was a maid of honor like a month ago. Her speech was 2 minutes and 45 seconds, which I always say is the perfect time for a speech.
That's good.
The best man was like 12 minutes long. And I go, that's too long.
Too much.
It's just, this is the speech writing's easy. You just take 3 things and then wrap it up. 3 highlights. You don't have to tell all the stories. You don't have to prove that you guys are friends. They proved you're friends, especially at a wedding by asking you to be.
Not everyone needs to know all of the the crazy times you had together.
The word marriage from Webster's Dictionary. Like, don't do that stuff. I hate that stuff. Anyway, it was a good surprise.
One time where I was really going through a terrible breakup.
No one wants to hear that. Well, everybody's been through it, brother. No one wants to hear it. Tell me something good.
All right. Well, that brings us to our time.
Okay. We have a lot going on outside, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, and I can hear the people getting ready to vacuum our hallway. So
they're vacuuming our porch and they're vacuuming your hallway. Two totally different things. Probably the same sediment, though.
Probably. All right. Bye, mayonnaise.
Okay, bye.